Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun dayari, Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun dayari, Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Maiyegun dayari, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun dayari. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary political. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary. Ẹ fara balẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Ayé ìṣúra jíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Ayé ìṣúra pẹ̀sìdó bá wí sí o. Ayé ìṣúra gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Ayé ìṣúra ọlọ́pàá ti darí.
Good morning and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Sermon today, July 19, 2020. So if you are joining me from wherever you are joining from, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends that you think should also listen to this morning. We are going to, let me say, I am going to critically dissect and then break down what we all know will later become a conspiracy that will never be resolved because it is Nigeria. We are doing this for posterity's sake. We are doing this for the sake of those that will come back to praise criminals as their leaders. I mean, those who are coming after us, they will need to see and watch this in the future, how those who were saddled with the responsibility of protecting you have decided to sell you off, to what? To turn you to money-making machine, even in the face of ardent terrorists, deadly terrorists who are hell-bent in destroying everything they call Nigeria, and their collaborators are in government. Those who give them cover, those who give them immunity from arrest and prosecution, those who free them even when they get arrested, those who abort terrorists, those who house them, those who fund them. You will not leave the history of not telling the generation coming after us the truth of what happened. They are trying to cover up this lady's death. She was 23 years old. They killed her. That's what happened. They killed her. And let me tell you something. They are working round the clock since we began telling the world that it doesn't make any sense for an able-bodied adult someone who is not in any way impaired or disabled, to be in at a position where a reverse car hit her and killed her there. That doesn't make any sense. So they are working now to tell you new story. They are working now to rephrase the whole thing. And they have told us finally that they have arrested 2 people responsible for her death. What we will wait for before they finally change the story properly is that we want to know their names. We want to know their names. We want to see the accident scene where the accident took place. We want them to give us report of what speed was a reversing car that killed her was doing at the time. So we need to ask questions. That's the problem, right? The problem is that they don't want you to ask questions because they are not prepared to give answers. They believe they are leading idiots. They know they are leading idiots. Majority of those they are leading are idiots. They know. So they will tell you this. You can go and deal with the rest. If you like, you can go and make up any story that suits you. It doesn't concern them. They've told you she was hit by a car that was in reverse. I don't know what speed that would be. Okay? Even a moving car. There is amount of speed that moving car will be to hit you and kill you on the spot. There is an amount of speed it will be. Not to talk of a reverse car. When you are reversing your car, take for instance, according to them, an old secondary school classmate saw her on the road. 2 stories they gave us so far. 2 stories about Tolulopes' death. One, they said she died in a ghastly motor accident. To die in a ghastly motor accident, you have to be inside a car. That's ghastly. Ghastly is when the car crashed and you all died. Or, yeah, you have to be in the car. Then they changed the story. They said, okay, let me complete the first story. She died in a ghastly car accident. Ghastly is that you are traveling at the top speed and you crashed and no one survived. Listen up. They said a friend saw her on the road close to the base in Kaduna, and the friend decided to give her a lift and return her back to the base. Then the accident happened and she died. That was the story they told her family. When that didn't gel, they said, no. The car was reversing. The friend saw her inside the base. You know, the friend, the old colleague saw her inside the base and he was reversing to go and greet her. You saw someone. You didn't honk, press your horn for the person to know that, you know, if you see someone, if you are driving and you see someone on the road, someone you know, probably you drove past. The next thing is likely that you will stop, press your horn. If you can't, probably put your car in reverse, slowly back to the person you want to greet on the road. That is what makes sense to me. I don't know where someone will see someone he knew on the road and he drove past inside the base, inside the Air Force base. You drove past, then you wanted to come back and greet the person, then you put the reverse in gear 5 or gear 10. And you started doing 100 kilometers per hour just to go and greet someone that is standing behind you. Then you hit her and she died. The reason why the ghastly motor accident story did not gel was because we don't know, we can't find the car that crashed. And she's the only one who died on the spot. The other people in the car didn't die. That's why they changed the story. They changed the story that to, she was excited colleague, excited old schoolmate, was reversing in excitement and hit her. So they now said, even the person that hit her have no driver license from their findings. So that's part of the story. But this is what her sister said when they asked her, what happened? What did they tell you? Now they are planning to go and bury her. They are planning to give her military burial. You know, that demonstration and all of that. So that they will bring all their fake pastors, fake imam, and fake all those religious criminals there to come and preach to the people that is the will of God. Let us accept it. So everybody will go home and say, it's the will of God. Nothing we do now will bring her back. Yes, there is nothing we do now that will bring her back. But if nothing is done now, many like her will still be killed by the criminals who have access to the resources of the country. The same people that are supposed to protect her, they killed her. That's what happened. Listen to her sister.
Air Force Base at Mami Market at 4:41 p.m. That was I left her there, and it's about 45 minutes to my house. So I drove and got home. I don't think I had settled for almost 10 minutes, and I got a call from her fiancé that there had been an accident. I was confused because I know the Air Force Base is not somewhere people can just speed. You know, the max you could speed maybe is at 30 or 40 kilometers, and that is even quite high because there are speed bumps everywhere. And at the end of the day, I was told that she's been...
So that's what happened. So that is our sister. Our sister, that's a long, interview there, but I couldn't really fuse them together and bring them on at once, okay? But just to let you, there's an information I want you to pick up there. They called the family that she's dead. The father of the girl spoke to her around 1 p.m. that same day. 4 hours later, they called them that she is dead in a ghastly motor accident. When her father spoke to her, she said she was attending an appointment with a senior officer who invited her into the base that day. She was invited, she was called to come to the base for something. And when she arrived there, she spoke to her dad 1 p.m. that afternoon, giving her dad what she was doing. She told her dad what she was doing. I'm in the base. I'm still waiting to see so person that invited me to come over. Meanwhile, 2 days prior to the day she was killed, there is also a report that says she was on a mission twice to Zamfara, where the Air Force is bombarding or supposed to be bombarding bandits, terrorists in Zamfara. She was there on a two mission, like 2 trips, to go and bomb some areas there they gave them directive for. And I think that led to the death of so many terrorists as well. From the report, 2 days later, she was invited to the base. We don't have the details yet, but she was invited. She was not meant to be there, but she was invited. 1 p.m., she spoke to her dad, where she updated her dad what she was doing. 4 hours later, they called the dad and told them that she is dead. In fact, she is already in the mortuary. Shock, desolated, disrupted, confused. The family didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. Who will give them the answer? Would they see their daughter before she's buried? Would they use the power of the government to cover them and make sure they never speak out? Yes, they will do that because it has become a scandal. Let me be honest with you. It has become a scandal. They killed her, then they will frame up a lot of things. Finally, they said they have arrested 2 people. They are interrogating them. They are investigating the death. Really? Investigating death that you already told us was caused by a reversing car. You already have your story. You just wanted to perfect it. Then at the end of the day, they will put faces before it. That is the faces they want to give to the media. Nothing is going to happen afterward. And I feel sorry for the family. I really do. I feel sorry for you. You know why? Nigeria is a country that will kill you and will deny your existence, no matter how much you think you might have contributed or given to the project Nigeria. Nigeria will kill you. Nigeria kill best brains. Nigeria send best brains out of their land. Nigeria frustrates good minds for one purpose, to promote and protect criminality in and outside government. The same technology or the same style that they have succeeded over time in using on you. Nigeria will destroy you. Primarily, it will destroy you systematically. It will destroy you psychologically. And if you are so stubborn enough to still be upright after all those destructions on your lives, you still want to stand up and contest or dispute their positions in any way, Nigeria will kill you. That is why you should kill Nigeria before Nigeria kills you. I'm going to play a video before I continue on the story of Tolulope. It is now going to turn to a cover-up. It is a complete murder. There is no story behind it. You said she was hit by a car. We want to see the car. We want to see the drivers. We want them interviewed. We want them charged for murder. Every other emotional attachment to this is a complete farce. And every sensible person should be demanding for that now. Right? Put the face or the faces behind the, beside the crime. Let's know who killed Tolulope, so that you will likely won't be able to have that courage to do that again. There is no car that killed that girl. They will fake the autopsy. They will fake the doctor's report. They will fake the police report. They will fake every report. They will deny any CCTV camera in the area. At least let journalists visit the scene of the crime. Where are those? They will shield all of that away. Trust me. And they will tell you, for national security. Which national security? You killed a lady. That's what Nigeria did. They killed her. That's just the story. Anyone trying to speak grammar, anyone trying to use emotion, blackmail, and the rest of that to make you think otherwise, they are the accomplices there. They are their enablers. They are those who sponsor and support terrorism. When anyone tells you to think otherwise, they killed her. A 23-year-old girl with such record, with such brighter, brilliant future. They killed her. That's exactly what happened. There was no accident. There was no car crash. Everything they are going to tell you after this is going to be make up. You know why? Because it is becoming a scandal. It was not meant to be. They were meant to execute her slowly, quietly, put forward the news in the media, and then bury it afterward, because that is what will happen. But it must not happen like that in your minds. I'm saying that to you now. Do not let them make that happen in your mind, because that's the purpose. We feel sorry for the family. We feel sorry for our friends and their colleagues. We feel sorry for our loved ones who are currently, God knows how they are managing this loss. But I'll come back to that. I have a video of a guest that is coming to Maiyegun's diary this afternoon to further talk about the systemic failure that they are trying to patch, they are trying to manage, but it is becoming unmanageable. But I want you to listen to this. One sec.
There was a premium placed on knowledge. Nigeria was a place where you could rise above the class into which you were born by sheer virtue of the fact that you had enough brains, the state provided enough space, and you could actualize yourself.
Wouldn't you also lay some of these, some of the faults,
yes,
I'm not say blame, some of the faults of this inadequate knowledge or education,
yes,
for the youth on the people to whom they were looking up?
There is no one to see up there. They are all down there. The people you call leaders, whom I call rulers, which one of them really would anyone employ to run a private industry?
No, I'm talking about parents, guardians.
What parent? I'll give you an example. For me to come to your studio this morning, I had to be awake by 5 o'clock. The amount of man-hour that parents spend in traffic, going to work and back from work, what ends up happening is that the children are left to their own devices because parents are engaged in existential consideration. How much did any one of our parents here paid in school fees? The bulk of the payments being received by anyone in my generation goes towards the education of their children because the state has abandoned education. So what you have is that the average Nigerian is constantly on a rat race. When a man is impoverished, the poverty does not begin materially. It starts here. It starts up here.
But this poverty issue that you raised didn't start today, didn't start 4 years ago, didn't start 5 years ago.
It's a progressive thing.
Didn't start 20 years ago.
Is just accelerated, particularly more so with the onslaught of feudalism in Nigeria. What has happened is that people have been balkanized into classes. You either have or you don't have. When every time the only thing the man is thinking about is how to survive, how does he eat, what does he feel, the totality of his focus is on survivor. I'm not excusing the fact that you have intellectual decay.
Yeah, that is Dele Farotimi is going to be with us this afternoon, where we are going to be talking about a lot of things, especially I know he still believes in Nigeria. Okay, that is why I called Maiyegun's Diary platform a program here called The Conversation. You will begin to have the conversation with people, even those who strongly tell you that the problem of Nigeria can be solved. We need to sit with them as well and tell them to their faces that you can try, but it will never work. So that's why we have the conversation. They have much knowledge, good knowledge of the rot. The fact that they are actually in there, still standing up to speak up, means the rest of us outside Nigeria should engage them to let them know, no matter how much you try, stop trying, right? You can't do more than those before you did, who thought the same way you are thinking now, that once we get rid of the criminals, Nigeria will be better. You can't get rid of the criminals. It is a racket. But we'll get to that. This afternoon, we'll talk about that more when Sega and Comrade Dele Farotimi will join me on the conversation this afternoon. We'll speak more on the insecurity, police brutality, economic degeneration, corruption, and youth disorientation. We'll talk a lot about things. You should save your time for that. Let's continue. I decided to play that just to let you have an idea of where the old rigmarole confusion is coming from. It is deliberate. I've told people, I said, corrupt criminals in charge of Nigeria are not so smart, but they are smart. You know why they are smart? They are smart to know that the people they lead have been, they have been psychologically weakened. They have been economically weakened. And they have been fearfully conscripted into an ideology that says only them can save them, even though they are those who put them in that situation. Right? It is deliberate. They know they won't build roads that will ever make the whole place better. They're not going to build the electricity, forget it. The railroad they are building for you right now is part of the pressure that is now coming upon them like never before. But they are not intending to build you any more than one. We know. But what we will tell you is that they are smart to continue to use the same trick on the same people from generation to generation. And it is working. That is one thing you have to give to them. An average politician, the smartest politician in Nigeria, will not be able to compete with any other reasonable and sensible politician anywhere in the world. It is what it is. As much as it is not about how to manipulate and twist and steal from the system. So they're based in Nigeria, the place they call the largest concentration of black people in the world, Nigeria. So don't you think it takes a little bit of a genius to put together a fake country that they actually wrote a constitution for? They also are like conducting election, right? Don't you think it's ingenious to manage such with the same lies every now and then, and it keeps working? People will tell you, what do you want us to do? If we try to do anything, they will kill us, because that is exactly what the system is, and that is what the system has put into their head. If we try to talk now, they will arrest us, because that is what the system is. It is the fake country they put together for you, not your country. It is not. A fake one they put together and forced on you to accept by fire, by force, or you die, is the one that you are afraid to back out from, not them. So it takes a little bit of ingenuity, sort of a genius in them, to put that structure, that fake lie for years. Years. People believe that they have a country. I used to believe that I had a country, until I realized that what actually makes up a country is the people. And in our own case, we don't even have the voice there. So what have they done? They destroyed the self-esteem of people, weaponized poverty, and turned the whole place to a jungle. A jungle where it has become the survivor of the fittest, where the big, dangerous animals are now feeding on the weak, smaller animals. Even though the weak and smaller animals are in large numbers, but a dreaded, dangerous animal in the jungle can still walk in and feed on them, and nothing will happen. That is exactly what your politicians are. PDP, APC, Abga, call them, whichever of them that have signed your check before, any of them that has approved any budget for you before, all those criminals, that's who they are. They are the dangerous animals in the jungle that feed on the weaker and smaller animals in the jungle. And it is lawless in the jungle, by the way. It is always lawless. There is no real leader in a jungle. When you want to be in your own part, everybody is controlling his own part, except when you trespass to go and take from the poor people, the weak. And they deliberately did that. They weakened majority of you. They weaponized poverty. And in that regard, they turn you to animals who live every day for survival. It is about, how am I going to survive tomorrow? How am I going to pay my house rent? How am I going to pay my school fees? How am I going to get to work tomorrow? How am I, it's about survivor. It's about survivor. There's nothing else that matter. So that is why you will see them, when you are discussing something that actually put them in that situation, because they can't think, they automatically turn to rage. They automatically turn to violence. They want to attack you. What are you saying? Because they can't think. The criminals in Nigeria weaponized poverty, and when they succeeded in ensuring that majority now have the weakest thinking faculty, they cannot challenge us on anything. So that if you give them substandard road, they will have to go and buy clothes to come and dance on the road, because it is a dream come true. So that if you build them a clinic that we put a 4-foot bed in them, no other thing, and we put a ribbon on the door and we cut the ribbon, you will see them to go and buy. They will buy clothes. They will hire the drummers and musicians. They will come and dance there, because it is a dream come true. Do you think that is normal? It's because they know that they have destroyed many of you psychologically, and they use that a lot. Some of you think they just come to talk to you. That's the only way they deceive you or destroy you. No, they destroy you systematically. When they say they destroy you systematically, first, they ensure that you will struggle, you will suffer before you can actually say, oh, thank God, I don't make them in that country. You have to. You have to struggle for little things. You have to suffer for little things, as little as electricity. as little as getting a standard economy that care for the people they lead year in, year out. No. So when they destroy jobs and the breadwinners of families become beggars, become useless, they are no longer in charge. Children of today are now breadwinners in their various families. Some have turned to internet fraudster. Ladies have turned to aristo, ashewo, and so on. And all of these things, we call them vices, but they now turn to ozu. That's what they call it now in Nigeria, ozu. When you see a young girl sleeping with over 10 men a day for money to survive, she will tell you, how do you want me to survive? Do you want me to go and steal? I have to sell my body. She will forget that the system that made that happen to her is the system that is wrong, that she should challenge and change. She won't agree with you. She will tell you, let us blame that person, not this person. As long as this one is here and we like him, don't blame him. Even though he's stealing from us, he's also doing the same thing to us. It doesn't matter. He speaks our language. Let us talk about that person that is not speaking our language. It must be the problem. It's the one we are having an economic problem in Yoruba land. She's the one that the reason why we are having a insecurity problem in the north. Oh, look at that person from Yoruba land. It's the reason why we are not having peace in the east. Let's blame others. All of these are signs of destroyed brains, destroyed thinking faculty. They were not destroyed by slapping you or punching you. They were destroyed systematically. The system will get to you wherever you are. The action will get to you wherever you are. And you continue to adapt instead of coming up to say no. And when you get to the point of breaking point, then you shout, hey, whoa, help me, oh. Maiyegun, please help us here. Oh. Maiyegun, please help us dear. Please help us tell people the whole world to help us. Oh. Because it has gotten to a breaking point. That is why they can steal. That is why they can conspire to kill. That is why they can conspire to sabotage everything that should bring you succor. They killed a 23-year-old man, and you see a 40-year-old man, 50-year-old woman, 60-year-old man, 70-year-old woman writing rubbish on social media, telling us to leave it for the will of God. It's the will of God. They said this is the will of God. Let's leave it to God. 40, 50, 60-year-old Nigerians, because they have destroyed them from their own childhood. They will watch you destroyed. They will watch you get destroyed. I'm talking to you now, the young people who are also falling for the lies of all these criminals you call your politicians. You shouldn't be standing or defending them anywhere at all. They will use religion to also suppress you. Do you know what they call, weaponizing poverty? Do you know what that means? When they weaponize poverty, it means when they turn you to rabid animals who wake up every day to look for what he is going to feed on that day. When they turn you to people who live from hand to mouth, when they turn you to people, rabid animal, that hunt and feed on themselves, that gives them the control. You know why? Since all you want is survivor, they can come in the middle of the election and say, we are going to give 1,000 youths Okada. And all of you graduates, jobless graduates, will jump at it and say, wow, man, I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen any politician do empowerment like this before. 1,000 people collected Okada. 500 people collected cars. 2,000 people collected grinding machine. Oh, what do you call a community? 5 community collected pumping machine, borehole. So you become subjected to their control. Even if you don't think you are, it is how it works. The poverty of the mind is what many are suffering from. The poverty of the mind that was entrenched in the system deliberately just to keep all of you poor. 1,000 grinding machine, 100,000 buckets. I've seen enough in the middle of an election. Because to them, they know that it's like a Messiah coming to see you. They know they have subjected you to all those hardship. You will never get any real job. You graduate, you will continue to go and look for casual labor that they will be paying you 20,000 naira, 15,000 naira in Chinese factories, in Indian factories, in Lebanese factories as a graduate. And to you, you go still go church, go do Thanksgiving, because according to you, according to the country they gave to you, your own still better. You dey collect 15,000 naira, a graduate. And you will jump on social media with that little ta you learned in primary school and the secondary school. You the little ta you come on Facebook to write it, to defend the people who put you in that situation. Why you go back? If they are calling for 7 days fasting and prayer, now you. If they are calling for 21 days fasting and prayer, now you. If they say they are going to the mountain to go and pray for success, for breakthrough, 40 days, 40 nights fasting and prayer, now you have been going for the past 8 years since you graduated, and you are saying the devil or someone, some village people are doing you. You don't know that you are actually the one who is doing yourself. You are not Jesus Christ. Now you have fasted, you have prayed, you have done this, you have done that, and every other thing. But you have done one. You have not done one thing. You have not faced the enemy that put you in that suffering. You dey fast for the word. Now you dey fast for Nigeria. They say fasting and prayer, national fasting and prayer. You go there, you break your head like someone who gets epilepsy. You are seeing God. God is telling you vision. God is telling you are mad. Since he's been telling you that vision, Alpha, what got blind vision? Because you are so foolish to think you can outplay that same God. You can't trick God. It's not possible. It is a complete myth to think you can actually make that up in your freaking head by supporting the criminals that put you there. And at the same time asking God to help you. How is that possible? So they come to you, they do that. They offer the succor. They offer the love. They give you speeches you want to listen to. They make things look like, in fact, they've not been living among you before. They will pretend that they've never really been living or they've never been in government before. They will come to you and say, we will still construct the road. We will still construct your hospital. Don't worry, we'll still do you the light. We'll still do everything we told you we'll do for you 40 years ago. Don't worry, just let us come back again. Do you think they are actually that creative? It's because they've succeeded in weaponizing poverty. That is why it is so easy for so many of them today who are now who are now the Facebook artsmen and social media bandits. I mean, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, their aunties and their uncles living abroad. All those Uncle London, Auntie Chicago, mommy California, or mommy LA, or daddy Peckham. They've left Nigeria when Nigeria was in Western region, Eastern region, and Northern region. So those are the uncles they call the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, those who want you to end up as a failure like them. So they will come back, tell you, let me pick that up. So they offer themselves as the savior of the same calamity they brought upon you. So when that's passed, then they come back to tell you to continue to pray for them. Continue to pray for them so that God will change them in a way. And they continue to loot, they continue to kill, and they continue to throw it on your faces and say, do your worst. They know you can't do anything, and they know you won't do anything. A young lady with a promising future, a young lady that should be a jewel in the hands of those in charge of Nigeria. If she was an American, let me use that. If Tolulope Arotile let's say if she was an American, right? First, she will not be killed by a car, by a colleague reversing a car inside the base. It's not going to happen. Or else, by now, and if that should happen at all, by now, the whole world would have seen the face of that old colleague. But because she was not killed by any reversing car, she was murdered inside the Kaduna base. And I feel worried. You know, everything that has to do with Kaduna is scary. It was in the same Kaduna, Zaria, that they killed over 1,000 Shiites in a day. This is true life story. In that same Kaduna, the Shiites that you later saw protesting in Abuja, they were killed, over 1,000 of them in a day, single day, 1,000 human beings, where the army were shooting them like that. When they shot and killed those they could kill inside, they went into their different homes, and they were bringing them out and shooting and killing them. They were bringing them out of a mosque they ran into. They were killing and shooting them, over 1,000, and they buried them. Those who did that, you know why? They said they blocked the road, that the chief of army staff was traveling, and that was how buratai the Bucha came to be. It was buratai the Bucha that they said was traveling on Kaduna Zaria Kaduna Road, or whatever it's called. And the Shiites, they were doing their procession. You know, that thing they always do, lining the street, walking down. I don't know what that means anyway. So they were doing their procession, and buratai was passing, and they said buratai told them to disperse. What's all this nonsense? So in the process, they just faced the road. Oh, before you know it, they said they began protesting. Oh, they delayed buratai on the road. Oh. So buratai then came out. This is what they did. Oh. Buratai came out of the car, called the cameraman to record him, that he came out of the car to beg the people to please let him go. Whatever, spoke to them. Please let me go. Meanwhile, it was a decoy. In his mind, he was ready to kill as many of them as possible. And he had the blessing of Boko Haram, the terrorist leader, leading Nigeria. Buratai walked down from his car, called his cameraman to record him, telling the Shiites to clear the road peacefully. So eventually, they caught the video where the Shiites were yet to clear the road. Buratai went back into his car, shut the door. They cleared him out of the way, and he left. That's another video. When Buratai left, you know, initially the Shiites were doing their procession on the road. The next thing that happened, they called in battalion from the barrack in Kaduna. They called them to move down to, and the message they gave them was, there are some terrorists here that tried to kill chief of army staff just a moment ago. So they mobilized army from the barracks in Kaduna, combat-ready soldiers that were supposed to be fighting Boko Haram. They moved them to Zaria Road, and they started shooting children, women, aged, old people, young people. They started killing all of them. So on the spot where they did that, over 300 people were killed right on the spot. Those they killed in their houses and all of that. Oh dear. Then Kaduna Littlefinger, the short man devil, El Rufaya of Kaduna, gave them the land where they dug a mass grave, and they buried them there. Today, the mass grave is in Kaduna, where they buried over 1,000 Shiites. This is not a make-up story, by the way. Just go on Google now and search for Shiites and Kaduna massacre of 2015. It was after then that they immediately arrested Zazaki. So, and he's been in detention since then. They killed over 1,000 human beings, and they buried them in shallow graves in Kaduna. And the Kaduna Littlefinger, El Rufaya, is also a collaborator. So when they said they killed Tolulope Arotile in Kaduna, that gave me a bit of a worry. Because you know what? If since that happened in Kaduna, they are going to bury the case. As long as these people are in government, they will bury the case. They will tell you ridiculous stories, and they will tell you to go and do your worst. After that, they will begin to arrest people that ever come up with a Tolulopes story again. That is how it's going to be. Go and ask those who try to speak up for the Shiites after that killing. First, they denied. Amnesty International got wind of it. Amnesty International got the picture of the shallow grave, but they will never allow any external investigator to come to Kaduna and check so many shallow graves they dug and bury people in Kaduna as I speak to you right now. There's a place called Kajuru. The southern Kaduna is a graveyard. You know why? When Littlefinger came to power in 2015, he publicly confessed that he traveled to all the Fulani countries, where they are Fulanis. He said he traveled to Cameroon, he traveled to Chad, he traveled as far as the Gambia to go and tell the Fulani terrorists there that they can come back now. Their brother is in power. He even paid them to come back, but they shouldn't kill people. Don't kill anybody, but come back. You can come back now. And since then, they have turned southern Kaduna to a graveyard. So that's another reason why I'm worried. And I know where this is going to end. First, today by 2 p.m. in Nigeria time, they are going to tell you another story about Tolulope. That story is going to be revolved around how she died. But pay attention, pay very good attention to every word that comes out of whoever will speak on behalf of the Nigeria Air Force this afternoon. Pay attention. That's what I do. And that's why I will come back here to come and tell you and expose the lie, the deceit in it, because we know where this is going to end. Right? Well, let me tell you this. For posterity's sake, there will always be record, just like how we are doing right now. There will always be digital record of every event as they happened, so that in 5-10 years' time, some of these bond slaves, the Buhari, they will not come back to tell us it was so good. Because I know, for those of you who are still in charge of, who are still interested in one Nigeria, it is not hard. Don't rush. You say, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave Nigeria. Hold it tight, don't leave him. You will vote again in 2023. You will kill yourself for them in 2023. They will kill some of you for themselves in 2023. And you will elect another thief that will tell you his own time will be better than APC. His own time will be far, far better than Bokwari, and you morons will follow them. You will campaign. You will tell us grammar. You will read all this, you will do videos and all of that to tell us that we are the stupid ones. Who is telling you that it's all going to end in tears? It will always end in tears. So another person will come later. So before this, today's Buharidins and the Buharidideris, the Buharidinotus and the Buharidijatus, before they come back later to tell us that it was so good. No, you are killing the best in Nigeria. In the Nigerian army, there have been reports of internal attack where soldiers who are northerners, Fulani, shooting soldiers from the south. They keep denying, and I'm very sure. I don't think I've deleted the video. Let me see if I still have it. I still have it. I'll play you this video now again. There is evidence that even inside Nigeria, that there are so many Nigerian soldiers who died fighting Boko Haram. They didn't die because they are shooting Boko Haram. They got killed by the people who are northerners themselves, who are Fulani, because we don't know where they come from anymore. The Nigerian army is releasing terrorists, reabsorbing them into the society, even recruiting them into the army. And all of a sudden, our soldiers are dying like God. Internally. And that's why I'm going to play this. Listen to this.
I've got an anonymous caller from Ilupeju on the line. Hello, sir. Thanks for calling.
Simply just speaking to you this afternoon. I'm an ex-soldier, Sandra.
Oh, good.
It's just the Nigerian soldiers,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
I was in the battalion.
Okay.
And we were fighting Bucha and Sandra.
Okay.
We went to war.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a left-handed person.
Okay.
So I'm a sniper. I was one of the best sniper.
Okay.
So I was shooting, no morale, nothing, no pay, no means of communication to my family. My father thought I was dead.
Oh.
I was fighting, I was shooting. One of our soldiers shot me, Sandra, on my ribs.
Oh, my
Sandra.
God.
Shot me on my ribs. They said in Hausa, it means that I kill people too much. I was fighting, Sandra. They shot a woman and her daughter. I was trying to save her second child, Sandra. I was running. They shot me, Sandra. I was barely breathing. It takes the grace of God for me to survive.
No, I'm sorry. They shot you on purpose?
They shot me on purpose. They say I too they kill people. They said in Hausa,
I don't understand what that means. You too they kill people. What does that mean?
It means I kill Boko Haram too much, Sandra, because I was one of the best snipers, Sandra. I don't miss my shots. I'm a left-handed. I don't miss my shots. That's what they said. No morale, nothing. No pay. Sometimes. No pay, Sandra. We'll just fight. They need to investigate them, Sandra.
Did you retire Did you retire?
Sandra, I resigned.
Okay.
I wrote a letter and I resigned. I don't want to do the job again. I don't want to serve the land again. I don't want. It's really, really pathetic, Sandra, in that army. There's a lot of fraud things happening in the army, Sandra. I don't know. Seriously. They need to investigate the Nigerian army, Sandra. A lot of things. You see, when people are fighting, they're killing Boko Haram, Sandra, you just somebody from nowhere will just shoot and just kill the best shooter there. Just for him to die, because maybe they are gaining from there economically.
So, do you now see that I didn't make that up? I didn't make it up. I don't make things up. You might never have heard it before, and you are hearing it from me. Yes, I may dramatize about it. That's what I do. Because my audience, my listeners, want me to dramatize it to their own better understanding. And it works. It's working, isn't it? But I will never make things up. Shit, they go on in that place. They are sacrificing the best brain. Most of them are not from the north. Oh. Those they are killing. Oh. They are not from the north. They are from the south. Those who are convinced that they have a country and they have to defend Nigeria because Nigeria is their country. I love my country. I want to defend my country. I will never let any terrorist. You are serving a terrorist government that is executing a terrorist agenda against you, against the people you want to protect. At the end of the day, you are all in danger. Look at that guy. They shot him in his ribs. That is somewhere here. What that means is that he's probably disabled now. From Lagos, he's probably disabled now. He left the job. He ran away. So they killed a 23-year-old girl. And they want to rubbish her memory. They want to rubbish her record by saying she got killed by a reversing car when she is not an imbecile, when she is not a cripple, when she has no disability. To say, okay, she's immobile. That is what they want to do. And that is annoying. To put it mildly, it is very, very annoying. Someone like me won't take that and feel like, well, maybe it's the will of God. It is not the will of God. They killed her. That is what happened. They killed her and they want to cover it up. And they are going to cover it up. But you must not cover it up in your heart, in your mind. Remember, they killed her. That's what happened. Maiyegun, wait for investigation. Which investigation? Investigation that, oh no, sorry, it's not reverse car again. It's electric shock. Oh, sorry, it's not the same thing. She has a kidney problem. Is that the story you are going to bring? They are going to ridicule her. Trust me. They are going to tell stories that are going to put her in most ridiculous way. But you must not follow them. You must not follow them in believing any lie they cook up. It is going to be a cover-up. They killed her. How they killed her will be out only when these criminal people leave the government. Before they kill another person, before they kill you, Who is killing them? Nigeria is killing them. Nigeria will destroy you if you try to do anything right. It is just what it is. Okay? And for you to stay alive and be responsible for your own living, not relying on the falsehood of all those born terrorists and criminals, maybe if you do that too, we can begin to discuss and plan how to actually break it up completely. That is going to be my own, my own take on that. But do not let anybody, no matter how respectable you think they are to you, do not let anybody tell you any other story about Tolulope. They killed her, and they have to bring out the killer or the killers, right? They should put face before the story of a reversing car. When they do that, then we want to follow it up to ensure that whoever they presented as the killer of Tolulope, the whole world should rise and ensure that they get justice for her. That person, don't give me that book crap story of they are friends. It's a mistake. Are you mad? Which mistake? Can someone mistakenly kill you and you go there and you say, it's not his fault, it's a mistake? Are you mad? Don't get me angry that much, okay? I'm not joking. I'm serious. They should let us know the killer. Bring them out. The same way we have been asking that they should not release terrorists who have killed people. You should take them to court, get them prosecuted and killed, and as well. Don't feed them with our money. Don't feed them with people's money. When you capture terrorists who has killed over 50,000 people needlessly, you don't free them. You don't give them money. You don't give them houses. You don't give them job in your military. That is madness. So as we are asking for justice for them, we ask for justice for Tolulope, every right-thinking human being. Every right-thinking human being who is still a human should stand up. Boko Haram is a terrorist. His followers are terror enablers. Do not let this girl, right? Do not let her death be counted as a statistic, because it's going to end up as one. But please speak up, show the world that indeed the criminal government in Nigeria must not think that they can kill Tolulope Arotile and then like nothing happened. We will continue to monitor them. We will continue to put names beside the story. The people who are going to kill the story, the people who are going to kill the case, the people who are going to use their different offices to bury the evidence. We will continue to mention them. And as for lifeless Boko Haram, I hope Tolulope will meet her there. We'll meet him there and tell him to his face that the Nigeria you left just killed me. That's why I'm here again with you. Are you with me? So hopefully, and I don't think they will actually meet anyway, because we know where the evil people should be. They shouldn't be in the same place with kind-hearted, human being like that. So I hope when Tolulope gets there and have a chance of seeing Boko Haram, she will be able to say, Baba, the Nigeria you left, don't kill me. Oh. We ask for justice. You should ask for one too. Do not be a terror enabler. Those who have taken over all structures of a government in your country, they are terrorists, and they are working with the same workbook. Kill the best, promote the worst, so that they can continue to keep you in that perpetuity of poverty, ignorance, and death. If you are smart enough, you will begin to detach from them today, and you will begin to ask for that justice as we are doing so. Until I see you next time, mind you, we are coming back 3 p.m. today. Myself, Sega, and Dele Farotimi. It's gonna be hot. If you have the time, please join us 3 p.m. today. You will love it. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your morning, and then I'll see you later. Thank you.
gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran rèé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti